Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, lived a young boy named Coffey. At 12 years old, Coffey was known for his boundless energy and unwavering optimism. His family, though loving, was poor, and to help make ends meet, Coffey worked as a houseboy for the village's wealthiest family, the Adumaks. The Adumak household was grand, with sprawling gardens, ornate furniture, and a kitchen that seemed to never run out of food. Mr. Adumak was a stern man but fair, while Mrs. Adumak had a kind heart and often took pity on Coffey, slipping him extra food and clothes whenever she could. Coffey's days were filled with chores, sweeping the floors, polishing the silverware, tending to the garden, and running errands in the village. Despite the hard work, Coffey never complained. He cherished the moments when he could learn from Mrs. Adumak about cooking or listen to the stories Mr. Adumak told about his travels. One sunny afternoon, as Coffey was tending to the roses in the garden, he overheard a conversation between Mr. and Mrs. Adumak. They were discussing the village's annual fair, an event Coffey had always dreamed of attending but never had the chance. His heart sank as he realized that this year would be no different. There was too much work to be done, and he couldn't possibly ask for a day off. Seeing the disappointment in Coffey's eyes, Mrs. Adumak devised a plan. She convinced her husband that Coffey deserved a reward for his hard work and dedication. Reluctantly, Mr. Adumak agreed, and it was decided that Coffey would have the day off to attend the fair. When the day of the fair arrived, Coffey was beside himself with excitement. He dressed in his best clothes, which Mrs. Adumak had mended for him, and set off for the village square. The fair was more magical than he had ever imagined. There were colorful stalls, lively music, and the delicious aroma of street food filling the air. Coffey spent the day playing games, watching performances, and even winning a small toy at the ring toss. But the highlight of his day was when he saw a storyteller captivating a crowd with tales of far-off lands and heroic deeds. Inspired, Coffey decided then and there that he would become a storyteller too, using his experiences and imagination to entertain and inspire others. As the sun set and the fair came to an end, Coffey returned to the Adumak household with a heart full of dreams and a mind buzzing with new ideas. From that day forward, he worked even harder, saving his money and practicing his storytelling skills whenever he had a spare moment. Years passed, and Coffey grew into a talented young man. With the encouragement and support of the Adumaks, he eventually left the village to pursue his dream. He traveled far and wide, sharing his stories with anyone who would listen, and became known as one of the greatest storytellers of his time. And so, the young houseboy who once dreamed of attending a village fair became a legend in his own right, proving that with hard work, kindness, and a little bit of magic, dreams really can come true.